Let me tell you something. Greatness doesn't happen overnight. Strength doesn't appear suddenly, and health isn't a miracle that falls from the sky. It's built. Brick by brick, step by step, choice by choice. Every single day, when no one's watching, when it's not easy, when it doesn't feel glamorous. That's where transformation begins. We often wait for the big leap, the grand moment that changes everything. But what if I told you the real secret lies in the small, invisible wins, the little 1% changes that most people overlook? That one glass of water you drink instead of soda, that's 1%. That extra 5 minutes of stretching in the morning, that's 1%. That walk you take when your mind says, stay seated, that's another 1%. These moments may seem insignificant now, but they are the seeds of transformation. Because every seed, no matter how small, holds the potential of a forest. Let's be real. Everyone wants change, but very few are willing to respect the process of change. We dream of waking up one day suddenly stronger, healthier, more disciplined, and more confident. But the truth is, transformation is not a lightning strike. It's not some dramatic overnight event that turns everything around. No, it's a quiet storm that builds slowly. It begins with the smallest of steps, repeated consistently, until those steps turn into strides, and those strides turn into a journey that reshapes who you are. Small daily actions, those 1% improvements, are what separate the dreamers from the doers. Think about it, if you improved by just 1% every single day, by the end of the year, you wouldn't just be a little better. You'd be 37 times stronger. That's the power of compounding. It's not about doing everything in one day. It's about doing something every day. It's brushing off the excuses, waking up 5 minutes earlier, stretching before bed, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, drinking water when your mind whispers soda. These small choices don't scream progress, but they whisper consistency. And consistency always wins the long game. You see, small daily actions are like drops of water carving through stone. They don't make noise, but they create permanent change. The person who walks for 10 minutes a day may not see results in a week, but after months of persistence, that same person walks with more energy, sleeps better, and feels alive. It's the little things that set the tone, and over time, they rewrite the rhythm of your life. The problem is, most people underestimate the power of small actions because they crave instant results. We live in a world that celebrates quick fixes and overnight success. But anything that comes fast rarely lasts. True strength, physical or mental, is built slowly, steadily, and silently. You can't rush it. You have to nurture it, feed it, and stay loyal to it, even on days when motivation fades. Because motivation might start the journey, but habit sustains it. When you start honoring those little health wins, something magical happens. Your mindset shifts. You stop chasing outcomes and start embracing the process. You begin to believe in yourself because every small victory builds confidence. And that confidence fuels your next move, your next workout, your next healthy choice. Over time, those little wins stack up. They become your identity. You're no longer trying to be healthy, you are healthy. So never underestimate the power of doing something small today. That glass of water, that quick jog, that extra stretch. They may seem tiny, but they're building your future one choice at a time. The body you dream of, the energy you crave, the peace you seek, they're all waiting on the other side of those small daily actions. Keep stacking your wins, one day at a time, and soon, you'll look back and realize those tiny steps weren't small at all. They were the foundation of your transformation. Perfection is a trap. It's a shiny illusion that whispers, "You're not ready yet," every time you try to begin. It convinces you that if things aren't flawless, they're not worth doing. But let me tell you something. Perfection has stopped more people from becoming great than failure ever has. The truth is, progress is what moves you forward, not perfection. Because perfection asks for everything at once, but progress only asks for effort, small, honest, consistent effort. When it comes to health, too many people quit before they even begin because they think the goal is unreachable. They compare their day 1 to someone else's year 5. They look in the mirror and say, I'll start when I'm ready. But readiness isn't what changes your life. Action does. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start to become better. That first push-up, that first jog, that first healthy meal, that's where progress begins. And progress, even if it's slow, still counts. Every 1% effort you make adds up, even when you don't notice it. It's like a drop of rain on a rock. One drop changes nothing, but 1,000 drops. They shape the stone. You may not see the change after one workout, but your heart gets stronger. You may not see the difference after one night of good sleep, but your body begins to heal. Every effort, no matter how small, builds momentum. And momentum, my friend, is power. Quiet, steady power that moves mountains over time. Here's the problem: we've been trained to chase perfect results instead of valuing small wins. But perfect doesn't exist. You'll never have the perfect day, the perfect diet, or the perfect motivation. What you can have is consistency. The courage to show up when it's hard, the strength to keep going when it's slow, and the wisdom to know that progress is still progress, no matter how small. Because the moment you start chasing growth instead of flawlessness, you free yourself from the chains of doubt and disappointment. See, progress doesn't demand perfection, it demands persistence. It asks you to trust the process even when it feels invisible. It tells you to celebrate the fact that you're moving, that you're not where you used to be. Maybe yesterday you walked for 5 minutes, and today you walked for 10. That's progress. Maybe yesterday you gave in to junk food, but today you made a better choice. That's progress. Every single effort matters because it's proof that you're showing up for yourself. So stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect body, or the perfect plan. Just begin, right now, with what you have, where you are. Because perfection is a finish line that doesn't exist, but progress is a road that never ends. And every step on that road, no matter how small, takes you closer to your best self. Remember this: you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to keep moving forward. Patience. Consistency. 2 words that sound simple but carry the weight of transformation. Everyone wants results now. We live in a world of instant rewards: fast food, fast money, fast success. But when it comes to your health, your body doesn't follow shortcuts. It doesn't respond to quick fixes or overnight promises. It responds to discipline. It responds to time. Real change, the kind that lasts, is born from patience and consistency. Patience is the quiet strength to keep going when you can't yet see the outcome. It's doing the work, trusting that the results will come even when there's no applause, no visible reward, no immediate payoff. You might spend weeks eating clean, exercising, sleeping right, and still look in the mirror wondering, is it even working? But that's the thing. Change doesn't always announce itself. It happens silently beneath the surface. The body heals, the muscles grow, the heart strengthens, and one day, everything you've been working for starts to show. And that's where consistency steps in. Consistency is what bridges the gap between who you are and who you want to be. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up every day. It's about doing something, no matter how small, to keep the promise you made to yourself. Maybe it's 20 minutes of walking. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's just choosing to rest instead of giving up. Whatever it is, consistency transforms effort into lifestyle. It makes progress inevitable. Most people give up too early because they expect change to be visible. But the truth is, transformation begins long before you can see it. Think about it. When a seed is planted, you don't see the roots digging deep into the soil. But they're growing. They're preparing the plant to rise. Your health journey works the same way. The early stages are about building unseen strength, habits, mindset, discipline. Once those roots are strong, the results will bloom naturally. Patience teaches you to trust the process. Consistency teaches you to respect it. Together, they make you unstoppable. Because when you combine steady effort with unwavering belief, something inside you shifts. You stop measuring progress by numbers and start feeling it in your energy, your focus, your confidence. You begin to realize that real success isn't about speed, it's about endurance. It's about having the faith to keep walking even when the road feels long. So, take a deep breath and remember the goal is not to be fast. The goal is to be faithful. Don't rush the journey, honor it. Don't demand instant change, earn it. Every day you stay consistent. Every day you choose patience over panic, you're sculpting a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the one who starts fast. It belongs to the one who never stops moving forward. Every day, you cast votes for the kind of person you're becoming. You may not realize it, but every decision, every bite you take, every step you walk, every moment you rest instead of quit, is a vote. Each choice, no matter how small, shapes your identity. The body doesn't just transform through movement or diet, it transforms through decisions. Consistent, intentional, purposeful decisions. You're not just eating better, you're becoming someone who values health. You're not just exercising, you're becoming someone who doesn't break promises to themselves. See, transformation isn't one big moment. It's a series of small, quiet commitments made over and over again. You don't have to be perfect to cast your vote. You just have to keep voting in the right direction. Maybe one day you lose focus. Maybe you skip a workout or have a meal you regret. That's okay. One bad choice doesn't erase your progress. It's just one vote among many. The goal is to make sure the majority of your choices align with the person you want to become. Think about who that person is. Picture them. Healthy, strong, confident, full of energy, full of purpose. That version of you is not some distant dream. It's already inside you, waiting for you to show up for it. Every healthy choice you make, whether it's getting up early for a walk, saying no to junk food, or getting enough sleep, is a message to that future self that says, I'm coming for you. It's proof that you're not just wishing for change. You're working for it. The beauty of this mindset is that it turns effort into identity. You stop saying, I want to be healthy, and start saying, I am healthy. Because each small action reinforces that belief. It's like building a wall, one brick at a time. At first, it looks like nothing. But as you keep stacking those bricks, those small, steady votes, you begin to see the structure of the life you've been dreaming about. And here's the truth. You don't need massive motivation to start, you just need honesty. Be honest about who you want to be. Be honest about what's holding you back. And then choose differently, one small decision at a time. Every glass of water instead of soda is a vote. Every home-cooked meal instead of fast food is a vote. Every early bedtime instead of scrolling endlessly is a vote. Over time, those votes add up. And before you know it, your body, your energy, your mindset, they start to mirror those choices. So ask yourself, who am I voting for today? Because the body you want, the confidence you desire, the peace you're searching for, they're all built one choice at a time. Make those choices count. Because the more you vote for your future, the more your future starts voting for you. Everybody wants the miracle. Everybody wants the breakthrough moment. That one day when everything suddenly changes, when motivation floods in and life feels brand new. But that's not how real transformation happens. The truth is, the miracle isn't in the moment of success. It's in the moments no one sees. The quiet mornings when you get up and move your body. The late nights when you choose to rest instead of quit. The ordinary days when you stay loyal to your goals even when nobody is cheering. That's where discipline is born, and that's where self-love begins. Discipline isn't punishment. It's not restriction or sacrifice. Discipline is respect for yourself, for your body, for your potential. It's saying, I deserve better, and then proving it through action. Every time you show up for yourself, even in small ways, you're building discipline. And every act of discipline is an act of self-love, because you're telling yourself you're worth the effort, you're worth the consistency, you're worth the results that take time. We often think love is about comfort, giving ourselves what feels good in the moment. But real self-love is deeper. It's not about what feels good now, it's about what's good for you long term. It's choosing the workout over the couch, the home-cooked meal over the fast food, the discipline over the distraction. Those choices don't always feel exciting, but they're proof that you're taking care of the person who matters most. Everyday wins are the building blocks of that love. When you keep a promise to yourself, even something as simple as drinking more water or walking around the block, you build trust with yourself. You start believing that your word means something. And that's powerful because once you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. You stop needing outside validation. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You move because it matters, because you matter. And that's the secret. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you grow into through repetition, through daily wins. It's not about pushing harder, it's about staying steady. You don't need to do everything right. You just need to do something right every single day. The person you admire, the body you want, the peace you crave, they're not built overnight. They're built through thousands of small victories, stacked quietly over time. So stop waiting for the miracle moment when everything feels easy. Stop waiting for motivation to knock on your door. Create your miracle through consistency. Build your discipline through small actions. Strengthen your self-love through patience and persistence. Because when you master the small wins, you no longer chase change, you become it. Every drop of sweat, every choice to keep going, every healthy decision, that's love in motion. That's your miracle. Not sudden, not flashy, but real, earned, and yours forever. So tonight, when you're tempted to skip that meal prep, that workout, that early bedtime, remember this: every time you choose growth over comfort, you rewrite your story. Every time you say yes to discipline, you say yes to a better version of you. The question is, are you willing to take that 1% step today? Because that's all it takes. One step, one choice, one win at a time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. And if you can do that every single day, you won't just transform your body, you'll transform your life.